Today we're going to be giving this nearly 40-year-old tractor a facelift. Let's get into it. So my dad got this really clean late 80s Kubota B7100 tractor. It's only got 300 hours on it and he got it for a screaming deal. So I offered to give it a facelift, and then if he also ever wants to make a little profit on it, it'll look a little better. We're going to start by pressure washing, degreasing, and then we'll take it apart, get the decals off, prep it for paint. Let's get to work. All right, so we're all cleaned up, got everything degreased. We're gonna let it dry for a whole day before we start actually painting. It's the next day. The deal was, someone on a forum said that Massey Ferguson gray is indistinguishable from Kubota gray. Let me tell you, it's distinguishable. It's quite a bit lighter. So I done some more research and I found gloss charcoal gray by Rust-Oleum is almost a perfect match. So now I can start blowing apart this tractor and getting it prepped for paint. Let's get to work. I'm gonna get some thick plastic down on the floor to drive this on, so that way when I start spraying, the floor is already covered. So if I get a little bit of paint on the floor, I'm not too worried about it. I just don't want to necessarily cover the floor with paint. All right, now I will try to drive this on here without jacking this plastic up too much, hopefully. Okay, that went a lot better than I thought it would. The first step will be jacking it up, getting the wheels off of it, and getting it set on blocks or something. Get a tape measure here and see roughly how big of blocks I'm gonna need. I should have some big 6x6s somewhere. I think they're out in the shed. I'll be right back. Got a couple 6x6 blocks here. Probably have to do one side at a time. That's a lot easier. Now the back. I don't know if I could just pick up from one spot in the back. Probably not. It's probably gonna want to tip over on me, as suspected. I think what I'll have to do with the back is take the wheels off and set a block under each axle to give it 4 points of contact. So let's get these wheels off here. Probably a 5/8, give or take. You always grab the socket you think it is, and then the one that's the next size up, because it's always the next size up, every time. And we're gonna do something kind of cool with this. And I'm gonna do the same thing to my personal tractor. Instead of orange on the wheels, we're going gray. Why they don't do that from the factory, I don't know, but it'll look so much better gray than orange, in my opinion. So that is the plan. Okay, now, these are like a clamshell style around a hexagonal axle. So try to get these off here. They might actually just come off, to be honest. Maybe not. All right, I'm gonna have to get that off of there somehow. Grab a breaker bar. Okay, so this might be a major pain. Hopefully I'm not tightening this, which is very possible. Okay. Jack this up, see if we can get it off there now. That's better. Okay. Measure and get a couple blocks for the axles. Call it 15. As it would turn out, 5-gallon buckets are exactly what I need, and this should hold it, right? And I'll just hand paint whatever's touching once I get it done before I put it back together. All right, I've put a block on top of those buckets so it doesn't just crush the buckets. That's better. Okay, so my phone quit recording for some unknown reason, but I got all 4 of the wheels and tires off. Now we're gonna start taking all the orange sheet metal off, getting it off and ready. Start by taking this seat off, which should be relatively easy. Alrighty. I believe that seat cover just slips on and off, so we'll just slip it off to repaint that. Next will be taking the fenders off. I'm gonna have to take the lights off of both sides. Okay, there'll be some cutting and splicing I have to do for these wires, which is expected, but nothing I can't fix later on. Okay, now this fender can come off, which should just be a few bolts here. If I had to guess, probably have, might be metric. 10 millimeter, nope. Looks like that metal broke. Try to put that back together in one piece. Might try to weld it later on actually. I'll leave it right there. Okie dokie. There's one fender down. Be a little bit more cleaning I have to do, but nothing crazy. Stuff should just fall off. Can probably blow it off with an air hose, to be honest. And we are making some changes to this deal. Like I said, the wheels are going gray instead of orange. I'm also going to paint these gray instead of orange, but there is some stuff that'll be different than it used to be, because in my opinion, these are touching the frame, they look better gray. The wheels, same way, they're touching the frame, they look better gray. Instead of taking this brake light off here, I'm just gonna mask it off when it comes time to spray. It'll be a little easier. I guess those unplug. Now I know. There's fender number 2. Alrighty, now we got the hood assembly to come off. Get these lights unhooked, hopefully. Sorry, I had to take a picture of my wiring real quick so I didn't forget what went where when it goes back together. Take this emblem off the front. I think I can just undo this red wire, put my wire nut on these two so I remember they go together, and they can go over here. And this will just get painted when the time comes. So the tricky thing will be, this has to stay. It'll get masked off somehow. Take the battery out, probably leave the fuel tank. I'll brush the bands when the time comes, but then I'll just wrap the rest in plastic. So let's pull the battery out. All right, so I'm gonna grab the air compressor and blow as much of the dust off of it as I can real quick. So the plan now is, since I got everything cleaned up the best I could, I got this rubber wheel that takes stickers off or decals off. The forward reverse decal, not necessary, so we're just getting rid of them completely. I'm gonna go through and get rid of the decals that are just disappearing and going away, and then I'll start taping over the decals that stay. Go ahead and take this rubber pedal off while we're here. Okay, I've gotten all the decals off that I don't want on here, or that I won't need. So now I'm gonna start taping over the decals that are gonna stay. So we'll get those all masked off, and then I gotta mask off this whole orange piece here, the fuel tank, the muffler, the intake, stuff like that. The rest will go gray. And then I have to double check the decals I bought because some of them don't match this tractor even though they're supposed to. So we're gonna leave some of the old ones.
Dust on the dash, we were cutting it close. Two rebels riding where the river bend slow. Your daddy said don't hold town, said run, but we were already fire under that sun. Blue lights flashing in the rear view glow. You grabbed my hand and said let's go. Cross that sign where the blacktop splits. That was the night this fuse got lit. We didn't care what they'd say, we were already too far gone. And it's county line chaos, put on the gas. Hearts in the red and we ain't looking back. Kiss me like trouble, hold me like loss. We don't slow down in county line chaos. County line chaos, dust in the sky. Love like a match and we let it fly. Cross that border, no remorse, we lit it up. County line chaos. County line chaos. Rumors rolling like a summer storm. Church bells ringing, but we weren't warm. You and that denim, me and that smoke. Two bad habits, no one could choke. Pickup roaring, tires scream. Small town saints chasing our dreams. We knew the cost when we took that leap, but we don't plan what we don't want to read. Every mile another scar, but I cross that line wherever you are. County line chaos, foot on the gas. Hearts in the red and we ain't looking back. Kiss me like trouble, hold me like a loss. We don't slow down in county line chaos. County line chaos, dust in the sky. Love like a match and we let it fly. Cross that border, no remorse.
I'm ready to spray. Got the spray booth all set up. Tractor's inside here. Ready to spray. And then also I got the wheels out here because I'm going to spray them outside just because it'll be easier. Got to wait for 20 minutes for the reducer and the catalyst I put in the paint to set up or to soak in the pot with the paint. Got it all stirred up and ready. Spray gun's all ready. We'll get to spraying here shortly. So I've got the gray all sprayed. Now I got the orange mixed up. I'm gonna spray the bottom side of all these. They'll have to sit for a couple hours, like 4 hours, so I can flip them and spray the top sides. But let's get the bottom sprayed real quick. Okay, so I did decide, since the lug nuts aren't painted on the front wheels, but they are on the back wheels, I installed the front wheels, and I'm going to go ahead and spray the lug nuts real quick, just so they match. I believe everything else is good. Just going to double check everything. There's a spot. Just want to make sure there's no spots I missed that are blatantly obvious. I think I got most of it. Can touch anything else up with a brush later if I have to, but I think we're pretty good. Okay, we're back. We're going to spray the second coat on this sheet metal so it can be drying and done, so we can get it ready to put back together tomorrow. I've already started unmasking this, as you can tell, but I'm going to finish unmasking it, stickers and all. The only other thing I have to do on the frame is brush these tank bands on this side where they're visible. That way they match the frame. And then I have to paint the whole muffler with high temp black paint. I'm going to paint the whole radiator with high temp black paint. And then it's just reinstall. Oh, the major fun is this dash. I gotta paint it, so I gotta figure that out. So I'm gonna get this unmasked, and then I will see you tomorrow when we start figuring out the rest of this kind of stuff before final assembly. All right, so we're at the point where it's the final steps. All I have to do is spray the little console here. I spent the morning masking all this off. It was boring. I just turned on some music and got it done. So I'm gonna spray it real quick. We got the sheet metal over here drying. The wheels are done. They're pretty much dry, but after I spray this, I can unmask it and start putting the thing back together. So let's get to it. All right, so I got the garage cleaned up, everything unmasked and ready for final assembly. So I'm gonna start putting sheet metal back on, then we have decals, and then we have final touch up, and then the reveal. So let's get to work. Get all of our pieces and parts on the workbench here, and then we'll start putting the fenders on it. Get our decals ready as well. Seems to be pretty darn dry. This thing's gonna look phenomenal when it's done. I'm excited to see it all put together. All right, I'll start by mounting the fender, hopefully. I should have done this before I put the wheels on, but I got excited yesterday. My dad is next door visiting my grandparents, so we're gonna drive it over and get his reaction real quick. Let's go. Not too bad, huh? Other than a little bit of touch up.
No, that looks really good.
It looks so much better with the wheels gray too.
I like the
I
wheel.
agree. I don't want to use it now.
I don't know why they don't sell it with the wheels gray. I can't wait to do my tractor now.
Yeah, that really made a difference.
Yes. No kidding.
That is sharp.